Hello, my friends. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm on my way to work out. I'm always kind of running around, but I wanted to take time to talk about a new fragrance that was sent to me, and I want to thank Andraus Parfums for sending me Wonder Dream. Wonder Dream, which is a new niche fragrance from Andraus Parfums at andrausparfums.com, and I'll put their link in the description. So I'm going to talk about this fragrance. First off, let me just say right away, there's a pre-sale right now. It's $120 for the pre-sale. Okay, it's a 1.7. It's an extrait, so you know it's going to be strong. And for every bottle you buy, $1 goes to Save the Children. Okay, so I think that's pretty darn cool. Now, this is a Guatemalan fragrance, okay? It's inspired by a bird from Guatemala, and I'm not 100% sure how to say it, but it's, so I'm not going to. There was a story here, but the story I can't find on the website right now, but it's inspired by a native bird to Guatemala, which is maybe Biotopo del Quetzal. I don't know, I'm just hoping I'm saying that kind of correct. But so anyway, let me talk about the fragrance. First off, the top notes: bergamot, mandarin, cardamom, black pepper, lemon. Heart notes: birch, pine, clary sage, lavender. Base notes: amber and patchouli. All right, now let me just say right off the bat, this is a real niche fragrance. So a niche fragrance is an artistic creation, okay? That's what niche was created for, right? It's not supposed to be something that's necessarily mass appealing. Can be. There's many niche fragrances that are mass appealing, but this is the ultimate niche fragrance. I'm going to say that right off the bat. And this is something that is definitely very artistic. I'm going to tell you what I get. First of all, my skin has a tendency to draw out the darker notes in every fragrance I wear pretty much right away. And that happens here. So where I do get bergamot, mandarin, I get some citruses when I first spray it on. They don't last very long, okay? Now, I did show you the box, super cool. And you do get this really cool Guatemalan bookmark, which I really like. I read, so this is super cool for me. I like the presentation on this. Okay, here's the box. Okay, and I'm going to show you the bottle. And it's similar. It's the same as the last bottle. If you have their other fragrance, maybe you don't. But I like the bottle. I love this. This is very, very. I like the shape. I like everything. It's cool. It's cool. Now, again, I kind of jumped ahead without showing you the give you a little spray here. The Atomizer Is Nice. So, pretty cool. All right, so again, for me, the citrus dissipates pretty quickly on my skin, and that's typical for me. It's not just this fragrance, it's everything. So you probably, depending on what your skin's like, you may get a bit more citrus on the top. It disappears on me very quickly, and so let me tell you what I get. First of all, it's very, very strong, so know that. A couple sprays will do, okay? But I get a lot of sage, and not only do I get sage, for me, it comes across as burning sage, and I say that because I used to be in a tribal industrial band a long time ago, and it was kind of a spiritual band, and before every show, we had like roadies who would burn sage on stage. Like they create a whole thing. There'd be candles burning, and they'd burn sage before the show started. I get a lot of that. So this is like almost a burning sage combined with like a campfire for me. It's very, very, very smoky, but it smells like a fire. It's very interesting. I don't know how he achieved that. I don't know if he meant to achieve it or not. But I get a lot of burning sage. I get the pine, definitely is in there. Okay, now when I say that, it's not as piney as, say, Polo Green, but there's a lot of pine in there. And then as it dries down, the amber, patchouli. But for me, it's the darker notes that really shine in this. There's a lot of cardamom for me, which is a top note, but it's a darker note. So cardamom, black pepper, I would say I do get some of the birch, but pine, burning sage, that's what I get on my skin. This is a super, super unique fragrance. And so that's something you should know. Now, if you could sample it, I don't know if you can, but if you could sample it, I grab a sample if you know someone who has it. So that's what I get off my skin. This is niche fragrance at its tippy top. It's the tip of the spear. It really is. The performance is fantastic. It lasted a really long time. It lasted 10 to 12 hours on my skin, so know that as well. It's not going to come off, it's not going to fade quickly. So now, who could wear this? I think it's very unisex, right down the middle. So I think that's cool. So when I say that, who would wear it? You have to be, I think people who love fragrances, people who love the artistry of fragrances, this is for them. I don't think this is going to be a fragrance for the masses. This is going to be this is a very artistic creation. It really is. So that's something to be aware of. I do think you want to get a sample of it. Do I think it's good? I think, yeah, I do. I think it's the top quality, but it's very unique. This is, even for me, this isn't something that I would wear daily. Like I wouldn't throw this on and go to the store. This is something for me, where would I wear it? I would wear it outdoors. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wear this dressed up. Although it's super unique, I wouldn't necessarily wear it dressed up. It's a statement piece, though. I will say this. If you're someone who likes to make a statement with your fragrance, might be for you. Now, when I say that I don't mean something, sometimes I've smelled some fragrances that are artistic. They're definitely statement fragrances, but they don't smell good. This smells good. It does. But again, know that it's unique. So people aren't, you're not wearing a Dior Sauvage or anything like that. You're wearing a burning sage, campfire. So people will comment on it. And I don't think people will dislike it because, again, it's very natural, but it's very unique. So it's something that will spark conversation. But yeah, I would try to grab a sample of it, but you may love it. I think this is going to be a love or hate, to be completely honest. It's going to be a love or hate. So I think anyone can wear it, but I do think you want to try it first. But if you love fragrances, the artistry of fragrances, this might be for you. Do I like it? Yes, I like it. I'm going to be very honest, though. It's not going to get a ton of wears because I don't think it's an every situation fragrance, which, again, that's the nature of a real niche fragrance, I think. And there's different beliefs on that, but I do think a niche fragrance is why the niche fragrance genre was created was as art, right? And I do think this is a piece of art. So do I like it? Yes. Is it going to get a ton of wears? Probably not, but I will wear it. But it's going to be very select circumstances. Okay, so that's, and I think that might be the case for many people. This is not going to be an everyday wear for anyone. But again, you may get more of the top notes than I get because my skin always draws out the darker notes for whatever reason. And everything, by the way. I'm talking about even tropical fragrances. The darker notes are drawn out of my skin pretty quickly. So how would I rate this? It's hard to rate because it's so unique. It really is. This is probably the most unique fragrance in my collection. I don't know how many fragrances at this point. I can't even say it, but this is the most unique in my collection. Imagine that. So if you're not a fragrance collector, I probably have 500 fragrances. I'm just throwing a number out there. And this is the most unique in my collection. So know that. But I do think it smells good. It's just unexpected. If I've worn this a few times, and all 3 times I've given it full wears, and all 3 times I was still surprised by how unique it was. I was like, this is wild. I mean, so it will be the most unique in your collection, I imagine. So rating it is tough as a niche fragrance. Like I'm niche, I would rate it a 9 out of 10 because it's so darn unique. Now, if I was rating it as wearable, that's gonna, the slider will go down. I don't think it's super wearable. It's not every day. So wearability, I would say it's probably down around 4 because I don't think you're gonna wear it all the time. I don't know who would wear this every day, for example. So, but I think this was very well done. It's very well blended. And if the goal of this was to present a piece of art, they knocked it out of the park. They knocked it out of the park. Okay, the perfumer on this is Patrick Bodafi, or Bodafi. I don't want to say the name wrong, but knocked it out of the park as far as uniqueness and artistry. So listen, again, if you're interested, find someone who has it like me, and I'll send you a sample. But I do enjoy this, but it's going to be very select times. But fantastic job on it. I mean, it's, for me to say the most unique fragrance in my collection, you know you did something. So I want to thank Andraus Parfums for sending it to me. I'm going to keep trying this out. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating fragrance. So there it is. But by the way, is it worth the money? It's worth the money. If you're that type of person. If you're a collector, this is worth the money. But thank you very much for watching. And we out.